And he's joining us now. Tim Anderson, running for House of Delegates in Virginia Beach. Tim, great to have you with us.
Hi, good morning, John. How are you doing?
Tim, Happy New Year. I tell you what, you have been an absolute warrior in Virginia, and you and Bill DeSteph had a lawsuit against the Democrats in the coming Virginia General Assembly, the fact that they wouldn't let people in the Pocahontas building, which is the People's Building, and you won the suit. Can you share that with me and Martha, Tim?
It's huge, Tim.
Yes. We feel it is a very big deal. And so, essentially, John, you got it right on exactly. The Democrat leadership, Mamie Locke, Senator, and the Speaker of the House of Delegates, Eileen Silvercorn, unilaterally decided that the Pocahontas building would not be open to the public. And for those of the listeners in Georgia and even the ones in Virginia, the Pocahontas building is the office building where the legislators have their offices during our General Assembly session. And so they just said, it's closed, you can't come in, the public can't come in. The legislators can come in, their staff can come in, but the public can't. And essentially that's just closing out the public to the to having access to their legislators. And, some would say, oh, well, you can do it by telephone and all that. But, the point is, and the backdrop of the argument is that Walmarts are open, the governor's taking meetings, the DMVs are open, courts are open, you have to fight a speeding ticket in person, and you can't go meet your legislators during the session when they're making laws. And so Bill DeSteph got me, and we sued, and the Attorney General fought, and they fought. They removed the case to federal court, and they fought more, and we got through the whole trial on New Year's Eve, and the judge stood up, or, had the Attorney General stand up and said, you go tell your clients the wind is not blowing in their favor, and they need to find common ground here. And within an hour, the case settled, and there's going to be space for people to meet with their legislators now.
That's huge, and I want to thank you for fighting the good fight. Our taxes pay for that. It's the people's house, and I just want to thank you for fighting for that. And, good for that judge. So many of these judges, as we've seen recently, have proven themselves to not have a backbone, and thank the Lord for this judge that wasn't willing to tolerate shutting off access to we the people, the hardworking taxpayers that pay for that building and the legislators that are in there. And, wow, you fought the good fight and you won. You crushed him, and that's incredible. We need patriots like you fighting for us every day.
Tim, tell me about, was there an actual trial, like in front of a judge?
Oh, yeah. We put the whole case on. It was in court. We had witnesses. We had subpoenas. The clerk of the Senate, the clerk of the House. We had Capitol Police there. We had building facility coordinators there. We had doctors there about coronavirus. Yeah, it was a full, we put the full case on, and when it was all done, when all the evidence was in, that's when the judge told them that DeSteph has standing, because that was a big argument of whether he had standing. A lot of these cases, a lot of these election fraud cases have been thrown out because of standing, and the judge straight up from the bench said, the plaintiff has standing here. You guys need to go find common ground. The wind is not blowing in your favor. And that was, they did. We asked from the day one. We said, give us an alternative space. It doesn't have to be in the Pocahontas building. Give us alternative space to meet with clients, with the constituents. And they just refused. They just would not even consider it. And what they're going to do is they're going to, the senators aren't even meeting in the Capitol. They're meeting 3 miles down the road in the Science Museum. And so what the idea is going to be is that there's going to be alternative space nearby that for the senators to meet in, and that would have access to the constituents. So the Pocahontas building is somewhat irrelevant this year. The delegates aren't going to be there. They're all going to be virtual, and the senators are going to be 3 miles away. So the idea is they're going to provide access, publicly paid access for people to go meet with them in a spot that makes sense.
Wow.
That's remarkable, and I hope it creates precedent all over the nation.
What was the Democrats' argument, like in front of the judge, just to give us a little insight? What was the Democrats' argument?
Well, I'll tell you this. The Attorney General is fantastic in Virginia as far as being a good lawyer. Their deputies, they are top notch. They fight, and they fight to win. And they fought us on everything. They fought us on standing, saying that a senator can't sue because he doesn't have access to his constituents. They fought us on you can't sue legislators under legislative immunity. They said that the First Amendment didn't even give you grounds to file a lawsuit, even though the First Amendment specifically you can petition for grievances. I mean, they threw everything at us, and we were up until midnight the night before the trial because the judge said we need to narrow this down. The governor doesn't want all these people in the building. We had to get rid of witnesses. We had to narrow things down. We were up till midnight trying to consolidate the case, but man, we went at it. And I think that's what we've seen our attorney general do in every case. Every case that's been filed in Virginia has gone the attorney general's favor because people haven't been able to keep up with them, and we did. 3 cases in Virginia out of dozens have got positive results, and so ours is one of the 3. And so you just have to know that if you're going to bring the fight, it's probably going to end up in federal court, and you're going to have to be willing to spend all of your time fighting with them because they fight.
And they fight to win, and you crush them.
And you fight to win, and that's what you have to do on the plaintiff's side. Some of Trump's cases, not necessarily Trump's lawyers, but some of the cases have gotten thrown out because they were filed in the wrong court, or they were filed without having the consent of named plaintiffs. And if you're going to bring a lawsuit, it's it's a big deal. You got to be in it to win it, and we were. Steph certainly was.
We are in it to win it here in Georgia, as you know, and our First Amendment rights are being trampled on, and we're seeing it unfold every single day all across our great nation, from college campuses to right there in the Commonwealth of Virginia, keeping the constituents, the the hard-fighting Virginians away from being able to engage with the legislature, and you fought and won. How long did it take from beginning to end, from the moment you filed the lawsuit to winning? How long did that take? We filed our lawsuit on December 9th, and we had a trial on it on an expedited trial schedule on December 31st. So Wow.
It was the entire month of December. It had to happen that quick. Normally the law doesn't work like that, but it had to happen that quick because the General Assembly starts on January 13th, and the judge wanted to have the trial so he could write his opinion. And he told the Attorney General, he said, when I rule, my words are going to be binding on you, and it's going to open the floodgates of other lawsuits. I mean, he never said on the record we were going to win, but he sure made it pretty clear that was what was going to happen.
John Fredericks Radio Network live in Atlanta will be here for the next several weeks, buying a radio station here, 10-year anniversary. Today, our 10-year anniversary show, Martha Bonetta with us, Tim Anderson with us, noted lawyer in Virginia, kicking butt. Tim, let me just ask you something, Tim. Is Mark Herring, is he really that good of a lawyer?
Well, I never saw Mark. I was dealing with his deputies, but boy, his deputies are good. Oh my goodness. Mm-hmm. It was definitely the biggest, the highest level of quality fight that we've had in a long time. And so he has his team of lawyers and they're super professional. I'm not, I don't think much about Mark Herring as a politician, but I'll tell you what, his lawyers are good. And they are well trained, and the federal court is their playground, and that's where they have the advantage. Most lawyers, we don't get to be in federal court all the time litigating. These guys are there all the time, so they know everything there is to know. So you just gotta know, if you get in a fight with them, you're on their field, and you gotta play the game on their field and win the game on their field.
Tim Anderson with us. Tim, great job. That's all I can say. You're a fighter.
Incredible.
I mean, when you brought this suit, and I remember, I think we covered it in the Star when you brought it, the Virginia Star. Go to thevirginiastar.com. When you brought it, I read this. I had them do the story, and I think Eric did the story. Eric Burke, and remember reading it. And I remember saying to myself, "Boy, Tim's a fighter, but he's got no shot."
Yeah.
That's what I just said. Because they win everything.
They win everything. And like he said,
he's got no shot.
Like he said, we're fighting in their playground. They know the rules.
They always win. I mean, when was the last
win.
time Herring's people got beat on something in Virginia?
Yeah.
They win everything.
That's right.
And in fact, they don't win. They crush everybody.
That's right.
And so Anderson goes in there and wins. But I mean, this is why you were top 5 Virginia person of the year. The debate we had in the final hours was between yourself and Scott Serval, because we were looking for who actually did something, right? Because I'm into doers and not talkers. There's a lot of talkers, and
sure,
Louise Lucas, big talker. Well, what has she done? Nothing. So let's just stop the talking, and you get results. But it's fantastic. Now you're running for House of Delegates. I want to be able to come down there and do a meet and greet with you and make a statement, but I'd rather wait until we can have some people. But tell us about your race.
Yeah, so I'm running for the House of Delegates. It's my vision that Virginia, we have to win a seat of government. The Democrats control everything in Virginia, from the governor to the lieutenant governor to the attorney general. They have the Senate, they have the House, and our House of Delegates comes up all 100 seats. The Democrats hold a majority of 55 to 45, so we need to win.
You're going to win that seat back.
Yeah, he's going to win.
Who's in there? Nancy Guy?
Nancy Guy, who's a freshman incumbent.
You're gonna win.
Yeah, he's got a. He's going to have
won by 27 votes.
How many?
27.
And he's going to have a primary battle. Chris Dolly's running again.
Okay.
Time for change.
It's time for change. And you just said that she won by only 27 votes. Think about that.
He didn't knock on a single door.
Yeah.
Had he knocked on 50 doors on one Saturday for 3 hours, he wins.
Yeah.
He knocked on no doors.
Yeah, that's so lame. Can I just say how
Yes,
lame that is? I'm sorry, but I have to just,
Martha's calling out Chris Dolly.
I'm calling him out as being lame, because you've got to get out there and knock on doors.
Martha, is he lame?
Lame.
How lame is he?
Mr. Lame.
Mr.
Lame Stolly. Yeah.
Mr. Lame Stolly.
Yes.
Conservatives need to start winning.
Correct.
Every time one of these election suits are dismissed, the national media takes a victory lap, and when we win, of course, there's no mention of it. That's fine, but we've won. We got the Speaker of the House of Delegates sanctioned earlier in 2020. For a FOIA violation. We beat the first criminal case when they said you can't open carry in Newport News. You got to win, and I hope that people, when they're thinking about who they're going to vote for, they're voting for people that have a heart to win. I'm not going to say I win every time, but you got to be willing to fight and lay it on the field.
I'm with you 100%. We need fighters like you. The American people, not just in Virginia, but all across our country, we are sick and tired of candidates that promise the world on the campaign trail and don't deliver. We want fighters. We want people that aren't afraid to start the fight and be in it to win it, and be in it with every breath they take, that are going to be passionate and fight. And, you've proven that several times. And, these candidates that don't go out and knock on doors, these are your constituents. These are the people that you want to lift you up into office. Go and knock on doors. Talk to your voters. Get to know them. Hear their pain and their struggles. The candidates that don't knock on doors, I'm sorry, but don't be surprised when you don't win at the polls, because you're not out there reaching out to people and talking to them and hearing what matters to them. And I know that that's who you are and what you're about, giving a voice to your constituents. And can you tell us, where is your district? How large is it, and what does it cover?
So my district, the 83rd, is in Virginia Beach. It's over by the Chesapeake Bay, in that vicinity. And so it's not all the districts are about the same size. About 85,000 people are in each district. And and then I think there's like 6 House seats in Virginia Beach alone. It's just based on population. So, I'm going to be one of those 6, and some of them are held by Republicans. 2 of the Republicans delegates are running for higher office. Jason Miyares is running for Attorney General, and Glenn Davis is running for for Lieutenant Governor. So, if they get their nominations, those seats will come up as well. But yeah, it's definitely. It's a winnable seat. You got to get past. I think the hardest fight for me is going to be the primary. Chris Dolly is a much more formidable contender than Nancy Guy ever will be. That's for sure.
Well, they have the name. He's been there a long time. He was He was, in leadership. He's got the family. He's got a lot of money, and I have no quarrel with Chris Stolle as a legislator. My quarrel with him is as a candidate. He's a horrible candidate.
I agree with you. I mean, I don't have a problem with him.
He didn't fight to win that seat.
No, he didn't. He gave it away.
He didn't fight to win.
He gave it away, and that's unacceptable. He has all the resources in the world. He has the name. He has the recognition. Get out there and fight for it.
Yeah, knock on 150 doors.
Exactly.
You win, and you save that seat. I know if you look at Tim Anderson, the way he works and the commitment he makes, the guy's a warrior, but he gets things. I want doers.
Yeah.
I want talkers. I'm done with talkers.
Right.
We got enough talkers around
That's
here.
right.
We need doers.
Yeah.
You want doers,
it's
Martha?
inexcusable to lose that seat.
This guy's a doer.
He's a fighter.
He should be my lawyer.
I know.
Morrissey's my lawyer, and now he can't be my lawyer because they took his license away.
Oh.
So Tim, I don't have a lawyer. Every time something happens, we call Morrissey. He tells us what to do, and then he gives us somebody. I don't want any of his people. We need a lawyer. Stanley's too far away.
Well, I'm excited. How can people reach out to you and support you?
My website's tim4va.com, tim4va. So if you want interested in that campaign, jump on. And I really appreciate being on there. And, John, thank you all so much for the consideration on the Virginia Person of the Year. It means a lot to me to be even considered.